Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Ell and Lisaboo, and we are here with the legendary Gravehuffer. So welcome guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having
us.
So Gravehuffer, let's start with you. So could you introduce yourselves and what you do within Gravehuffer?
Sure. I'm Richie. I play guitar.
Wes, play drums. Mike, I play bass.
Yeah, cool. So guys, let's dive into some questions. As kids, what were you listening to?
As kids, a lot of that was probably my parents' music, which was kind of like your hard rock of the '70s type stuff, like Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and then Judas Priest, and then I remember Kiss being a band that I kind of got into on my own. My parents named me after Richie Blackmore, so it was kind of they were huge fans of his. So yeah, I pretty much from the get-go was into the hard stuff.
Kind of the same for me. Growing up with my parents, the hard rock stuff, a lot of proggy stuff too. Yes, Rush, go getting into drums. But yeah, my parents' music is basically what brought me into being a musician.
Mine was a little bit weird. My dad was really into Beach Boys, and so I heard a lot of Beach Boys as a kid. And then I lived in the inner city, so there was like some break dancers, and so I started listening to like Curtis Blow and Run DMC and Devo. I started getting turned on to stuff like that, and I kind of I'd listen to the radio a lot, and I just thought this shit is totally different than what's on the radio,
right?
And it kind of drew me to it because I thought it was like a secret. I thought it was really cool. But then I found I'm more of a punk guy. Like these guys are metalheads. I'm a punk rocker kid. So.
Same.
Cool. Yeah. I think everybody was from like a certain era, especially for people who coming up grew up in sort of like the '70s. Where there was like a lot of, especially from about 76 onwards, there was like a lot of punk kicking around. So I think it was so. Apart from sort of like your parents getting you to listen to music, was there any other sort of like influences? Such as your siblings or your friends, or was it like sort of like a journey of self-discovery with like some of the bands that you've listened to?
Yeah, I mean, like my parents, my older brother, I remember him getting me into more like the thrash and stuff like that. First time I heard like Metallica was from him. He had Master Puppets on cassette, and I remember thinking, wow, what's this? And put the cassette in and battery started up, and I was like, holy shit, man. What the fuck is this? I've never heard anything like it. And and then I started playing guitar not long after that, about 87, 88. And then I started getting like Guitar Player magazines, and then it kind of zeroed the focus more on more of the underground scene, to be honest. Like more of the underground metal and punk and industrial and just like the more niche stuff, I guess. And of course, some of the more guitar centric stuff too, the guitar nerd stuff and the prog and stuff like Wes was talking about. But yeah, I could say my older brother, and then like you were saying, friends and stuff would introduce you to stuff, and especially our generation, specifically Mike and I, was like more the Gen X before the internet. You traded tapes with people, and that's how you got introduced to a lot of new bands, was through tape trading and people bringing tapes when you're skateboarding and stuff, and you're like, oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, that's DRI, or that's nuclear assault, or suicidal tendencies, or whatever. So yeah, there was a lot of that for sure.
I didn't really have a particular influence. I didn't have anyone in the family that was a musician. It just kind of came naturally. I was attracted to drums early on. Got my first kit at 10, and it's just been there ever since. There was no catalyst really.
Really?
Yeah. Just kind of came into it.
Yeah.
I was like a music lover, like forever. And then I used to carry around this little tape recorder, and I'd record weird stuff all the time. And before I was into and I didn't play anything then. And I went to visit a friend in Tulsa, and he was like a guitar player, but he was a natural. And he's like, "Oh, I've only been playing guitar for 2 weeks, and I'm already in a band." It was like it's a punk band. And so I was like, "Really?" And he like fooled me into thinking how easy it was. Instead of, I used to think, "Oh, you play guitar, you have to like be born into it or something." It's like all these chords, their hand looks like they're doing gymnastics, you know. But he was just playing power chords and stuff. And he was showing me, and he was like, "Dude, it's really easy. It's all these shapes. It's boxes and X's and triangles."
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I learned. He's like, "Just listen for the lowest note on the tape, tune your top string to it, and then you can learn it." And so that's what I did, you know. I just learned from listening to cassettes and sitting in my bedroom.
Ooh, cool. Who was your main inspiration to say pick up a guitar or bass or drums? Who was your main influence? Was it Richie Blackmore or was it Angus Young or was somebody completely different?
Yeah, for me it was. Richie Blackmore was a big one. Judas Priest was huge. Like I remember getting my dad's Unleashed in the East album, and they're all doing their fucking poses and throwing shapes or whatever they call it. And I was like, man, that V-shaped guitar is really cool. And so I was like, I wanted a flying V like right then, and I was like 6. And from then on, I was like, that's what I want to do. And so Judas Priest were huge for me, and then Metallica again. And then I remember getting into Morbid Angel. They were a massive influence as well, like guitar-wise. But to be honest, a lot of what inspires me anymore are drums, like rhythms. You know, I get more inspired by rhythms than actual like guitar playing, I guess.
Yeah, I probably listen to 10 times the amount of drummers as I do bass players.
Right. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I listen to the drummer all the time.
Yeah. Pretty rhythmic, I guess.
But no, like when I was first getting going, I really liked Cliff Burton, like who didn't? Then I kind of got into like Mike Watt from the Minutemen, like the whole punk thing. He's still on my Mount Rushmore, you know. And Shane Embury from Napalm Death. The first time I heard them, I was like, how can a band go this fast? Because I was like way into Metallica, and a friend of mine was like, "You like Metallica?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Listen to this," and he gave me like Napalm Death Peel session tape that he got off the radio. He was from Italy, and so he was like, "Yeah, I've seen this band like 6 times. You're insane." And I was like, just listen to it. It's like, shh, shh, shh. I was like, oh, that was a song.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Right. I know. Like, what the hell?
But yeah, Shane, he's one of my favorites too.
Well, I'll address something anything about Slayer. Like as early, I'm a little younger than these guys, but yeah, growing up, man, Slayer was it. Dave Lombardo definitely molded how I became to be the player I am today, for sure.
Yeah, I can hear it in the fields a little bit. Yeah. You know,
can't say enough about Slayer.
Right. Oh yeah. Slayer was big for me too, and I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I had Slayer patches all over my shit.
Yeah.
But you couldn't really hear the bass. I'm a bass player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love listening to Dave Lombardo.
Right.
And Jeff Hanneman, I loved his solos.
Right.
Kerry King solos, I think I can play those.
Yeah.
Wow. And they're just fast and crazy. Right. You know?
Yeah,
Jeff Hanneman had a little bit more soulful.
Something, yeah.
He had something to it.
Yeah, it was pretty different.
Cool. So were you in any bands before you started Gravehuffer?
Oh yeah.
Dozens.
Yeah. We were all in a lot of bands prior.
Me and Richie played together in a band before Gravehuffer called Initial Detonation. It was a crust punk band, and we did a couple of tours. And we were supposed to go to Belgium at one point, and the drummer quit.
Yep.
And everything just kind of fell apart after that. And so we didn't play with each other until, like, I was in this band called Ether Bunny, and it was with the drummer from Initial Detonation. And I moved to guitar because we knew this bass player, and I hated it because it was just, I'm a big dude, so the guitar looked like a freaking ukulele on me. And all these guitar players would come up to me, hey, I really dig your tone, and blah, blah. I'm like, man, I'm a bass player. So I was real confused. What? Like, I'm a bass player, dude. I am not a guitar player.
I'm just doing this right
But after a while, I just got so, I was like, man, call Richie. Let's get him on guitar and move me back to bass.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys did, man, because I was itching to play live again. Because after Initial Detonation, like he was saying, I kind of stopped playing music altogether. You know, I got married and had you know, had some kids and stuff, and Mike and I have had these conversations about, well, it's time to grow up and you know, give it up, I guess.
And you realize it's part of your soul.
Yeah, it never works.
Yeah, I was unhappy. I was depressed like a motherfucker when I wasn't playing.
Oh yeah, I fucking couldn't stand it. Man. Yeah.
It's like time to grow up. Fuck that.
Whatever
I'm never
that
gonna stop doing this shit.
Yeah. So yeah, we've talked about this a lot and how it's just like he was saying, it's who we are. And they James was the one that actually our old singer James, he came up to where I was working at the time, and he's like, hey man, we got this thing going, and it's me, Mike, and Larry, and we're playing music, and they were wondering if you guys or if you'd want to come jam. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I said, I've been ready.
I think we wrote like 3 songs that first jam.
Yeah, I remember they asked me. I started writing music.
We just started writing new stuff. We're like, we're getting rid of that stuff. We're making some new stuff.
Yeah, and it's turned into what we're doing now.
Cool.
I've made that decision. Or they made that decision to get me back into it.
Well, it's you, Wes.
I'm the new guy. I've only been in Gravehuffer since January, which is kind of a funny story because as far as other bands go, I'm in another band called Power Tool Ninja, progressive death metal band, and we played a show with Gravehuffer, and I guess that was my tryout because at the end of the night, payout, you know, shooting the shit with everyone. They were talking about needing a drummer, and I was like, well, hey man, let's talk. I live right down the road. And so the next day we had to meet up, and I basically joined the band that day.
Yeah.
It was like pure luck.
Yeah.
We went outside to smoke, and he was standing outside too. It was before the show. And I was just saying, hey, we need to keep announcing that we need a new drummer because we kept using fill-in drummers for how many? Like
3 years.
3 years.
At least.
We'd go on tour, and this guy would have to come from Colorado. What was it, a 14-hour drive?
Something like
He'd have to drive 14 hours to get to us, then jump in the van with us and drive for 12 hours.
Yeah, another yeah.
And so we were just like, look, we can't keep asking that of him, you know? And so I was saying, hey, why don't we make that announcement at every show like we used to that we're still looking for a drummer? I said, we don't do it enough. I was telling him. And he was standing there and heard me say that.
Yeah, I was like,
and he's like, hey, you guys are looking for a drummer? I go, yeah, where do you live? And he's like, he lives like 10 miles from us. Yeah. I go, for how long? He's like, oh, for 8 years. So this whole time, we could have had him this whole time.
Yeah.
But we're like, we've heard that before. And we usually say, learn the DB. You know what I mean? Like GBH. Or I would say, if you can learn this old punk beat, because we put it in every one of our songs, we're like, then that'll be your in. And they're like, oh, yeah, I got it. And then these metal dudes take it home and they can't do punk, you know? And it's like, it blows my mind. I'm like, you can do all this crazy shit, but you can't do a CB or a DB, you know?
Yeah.
So so we're like, okay, let's watch him. I didn't say that to anybody. I just told myself,
same here.
I'm gonna watch this guy like an eagle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So after they got done, I was like, wow, he's pretty good. So I went to Richie and I said, hey, we should talk to that guy. He goes, yeah, I was watching him like a hawk. And I said, yeah, me too. So then after the show, we didn't want to approach him because the bass player that's in his band we're really good friends with, and we didn't want to meddle with anybody's band, you know? So we're just like, I just went to the van, and Richie went and talked to him, and Richie's like, hey, when I was picking those guys, that's jam, and I was like, but that's Eric's band too, man. Like, we can't break up their band. He goes, oh no, it's gonna be in both bands. So I said, okay. I said, as long as his other band is cool with it, you know?
Right. Yeah, we just reiterated that till we were
for sure.
face. Like,
because we don't like drama or any BS. You know? We're too old for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, I discussed it with my band, and they're cool with it. So we're like, awesome.
Still doing both?
Yeah.
Cool. So, what have you been up to recently, especially over the last year or so?
Well, I mean, we've been writing, shows, a lot of shows. We've played 30 shows this year, probably at least. All over the country, pretty much. Like Midwest and East Coast and South, mostly. Really haven't been out west too much, but
Didn't you guys do New Jersey and Florida last month?
yeah, we did New Jersey and Florida, and Mississippi, and Alabama, and all. That was a really good run.
That's really good run, man.
Yeah, we've been writing new material for our whatever we decide to do next. We're shopping for a label right now. We're hoping to get this material done, and we're going to be going to Akron, Ohio, to Custom Audio Mutation Studio, and we're going to record the new album there and some extra stuff for splits and stuff like that. We're thinking about doing a couple different splits with his band, and then our old previous drummer that helped fill in, who he was talking about driving from Colorado. His name's Todd, and he's got a band called Trio Woe that we were.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Fuck yeah, they're badass.
They fit our style really. When we play shows with them, it's always real fun.
Yeah. Short to the point, just grind. Really good stuff. And so that's kind of what we're concentrating on right now, is finishing up the year, getting the rest of these shows done, but we're still writing material like as we speak, pretty much. Like every practice, we try to get at least 1 or 2 songs at least out there on the floor to everybody and wrap our heads around it.
Just new material. Yeah.
Some practices are just new.
Yeah.
New practices. Yeah.
Right.
When you play the set, like you said, we played 30, 40 shows, whatever, this year. You know the set, so you get together and it's okay. Everyone's just, it's like a beta dump of information. Like riffs
it's like a potluck
and beats
dinner.
and everyone's just throwing,
It's like a potluck dinner. It's like, I got this. What do you got? I got this.
It's just like,
yeah, information overload.
yeah. And we're just throwing riffs at them left and right. That's one thing I love about what we do. There's never a shortage of ideas. Like, dude, we're always just writing and always stuff jumbling around in our heads, especially Mike.
I'm so bad. Like, I'll write something and then I forget it the next day. But he remembers he's got a mind like a steel trap. So I'll be like, how's that song go? And he's like, you wrote this thing. I will be at shows and I'm like, 2 of the songs I wrote the 2 first riffs. I'm like, hey, how's that rhythm go? Every show he has to go, no. I'm like, oh yeah.
Long ago material.
I guess I just don't listen to our rep. Like I used to record a lot of bands, and so by the time you're done mixing or putting it out, you've already listened to it 100 times. So I just get used to, like, once our record's out, I try not to listen to it. You know?
Yeah, Mike's the one that records and mixes and masters, I guess, but does all of our studio stuff, and so he's heard our shit in such a condensed amount of time.
I think my brain is like, oh, it just pushes some of it out.
Right.
It's like, we got to make some more room over here. Get out of here. We got to make more room.
Yeah. So I'm excited about trying something different this time.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I kind of look forward to, because when you do that, you kind of have to be, you're thinking like a producer and an engineer for 1 second, then you're grabbing your bass and trying to think, like, get into musician mode.
Creative mode. Yeah.
And jumping back and forth sucks balls.
Yeah, usually when we record, I'll do Mike's job while he's doing his parts. Just to kind of.
But I'm excited because Curran's band is 72 Legions. They got some mean ass guitar tones, man.
Yeah. The guy we're recording with, he's in Venom Incorporated right now, and what else? He's been in Nevermore and Annihilator, and I mean, he's one hell of a cat. He's a really cool guy.
He's like a journeyman guitar player.
Yeah, he really is. But he builds amps and has a studio. Like, music, dude. He eats, breathes, and shits music.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
Curran's
Yeah, he's super nice.
Cool. So you mentioned that you are writing new material. Is there any of those songs that you've been writing going on the new album?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
It's all new stuff.
We're shooting for like what, 13 songs?
Yeah.
If the time doesn't crunch us, it's like 12 or 13, and then enough for 2 splits.
Right.
So
We'll probably shoot for like 30 some odd minutes worth of material for an album, 35 minutes or whatever. And then whatever doesn't make the record, we'll decide which is going to go with which band split. One band, well, how are we going to do it? We're going to try a 4-way split.
We were going to do this.
we're talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about doing a split with his band, Gravehuffer, Tree of Woe, and then finding somebody else.
Like a 4-way 12-inch split.
Yeah.
You know, because man, times are tough, and if I could buy 4 bands for $25, I'm buying that fucking.
Especially on vinyl, dude.
Yeah.
And you got 4 bands, like 2 or 3 songs a pop. Yeah, it's like 4 EPs on a 12-inch. So yeah, that's the plan. So I think that'll be really cool. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we're trying to, like, to me, the new stuff sounds like it came between Necroeclosion and Depart from So Much Evil.
Yeah.
Because Depart from So Much Evil, we jumped so far forward.
Really?
Because we're listening to Genesis all the time. And
Yeah.
like old Genesis, I love old Genesis.
Same.
Yep. And so we're like, listening to that shit. We're like,
Oh, yeah.
what can we do now? Go to this
Oh, yeah.
part, then go to this part, then do this.
Like Philip Glass and all this like really crazy stuff.
Yeah, so this was not as far. It's not as far progressive leaning.
Right.
It's more back to our roots.
Well, I think part of that has to do with we have a drummer that we can jam with now, so it's a little bit not meat and potatoes, but it's a little bit more.
It's fancier meat and potatoes.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, meat and potatoes with
potatoes. Someone made it like in the shape of something. And, you know, the steak has some cool garnish on it.
It's the Devil's Tower.
The Devil's Tower of potatoes.
Yeah. Close encounter potatoes.
Cool. Is as you sort of like writing the material for the new album, have you come up with sort of like any ideas for like merchandise, such as like T-shirts or stuff like that for the new album?
We really haven't gotten into that yet. We're just now getting, excuse me, like subject matter for songs and stuff. So usually what we do is whatever the album, how it takes shape, you know, we don't really pre-plan for that so much. But we just kind of wait till the songs dictate where they're going to go. Although, I don't know, sometimes we'll come up with ideas first and then write music to fit those. I mean, we don't really have any rules, really.
Yeah, I think it's a little different every time.
Yeah, it is.
So that it doesn't sound the same every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Each record's got its own motif.
Yeah,
we usually, like, if I write a riff, if I have an idea, I'll tell Travis, hey, like, I remember one time, like, this should be about the first murder in space.
We still need to do.
We just haven't done that.
Yeah, that one needs. We need to do
And
that.
we're just thinking weird stuff like this. We got this story about Bigfoot, and like we've tied it into some old pioneer sightings and shit. So that this kid's grandpa was like friends with Bigfoot, and he betrays Bigfoot, and the government grabs him, and they're trying to make soldiers out of him, you know, and all this crazy shit. And everyone's like, I was just making it up, and my friend James was like, are you making it up as you go along? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh my God. Like, he grabs the pen and paper and he just starts writing everything down. He's like, because you're going to fucking forget it, man. He's like,
but he does not.
I didn't forget that story.
Yeah.
I forget everything else, but not that.
But not that. So yeah, I mean, each album has been a different approach, writing and recording, like everything about it. And I don't know. That's what excites me about this is it's different even still to anything we've done as far as the approach to writing and recording and all of it really. Part of it is because we'll have different members every time, which is just unfortunate. You know,
I think every album has a different.
Yeah, like it's just part of it. You know, it's just I think it's part of being in the underground scene. It's hard for people that have day jobs and to commit
Yeah.
You got
because it's not like we're going on vacation and we're getting like penthouse and
getting paid
getting
$1,000,
steak dinner, you know.
Yeah.
We're eating like, we'll turn a hot shower on and squirt it in the ramen cup, you know, let that soak for a little bit, sit there and talk. And
That's like Trans's
is the
favorite.
ramen done yet?
Yeah, shower.
Shower ramen.
Yeah, man. It's that shit's not. It's real. This shit is real. But yeah, it's.
But like when I started doing this like in '87, and we used to get $100 a show, 150, and that's still what we get today.
Ask. Yeah.
You know, bars are like, oh, you get a band for $150. It's like, dude, that was freaking 40 years ago. Give us some money. Give us something. We just drove for 14 hours.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
So it makes it kind of, you do it because you love it. You don't do it because of it. But it's nice to break. If we could just break even, I'd be you know,
always the goal.
That's our goal. Is if we go out, is to try to break even. You know.
And yeah, I mean, usually what we do make, we put right back into merchandise or the van or whatever, the equipment, upkeep. Yeah, maintenance.
We had this one guitar player. I don't want to say his name. But after a while of doing that, because we just roll our money back into the band fund and we don't touch it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm an indentured servant. This is bullshit. And I could kind of tell where he's coming from because he wasn't an original member and he was like just coming in. And yeah, he was like, he wasn't having it. He wanted the money, you know? We're like, dude, we don't make a lot of money, you know? Yeah. It's like, we have to fix the van. We got to, if you want to get to the show, you got to have a dependable ride.
We need speakers so we can hear ourselves at practice. That's kind of where it started. But yeah, it's, like I say, I get that. But you just have to go into it with the mindset of, I personally am not going to make money at this. It's all going to go back into the band for the greater good. And so that, we're all in that agreement. And I think that has served us well, we need to do it.
I think we would all quit by now.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, easily, yeah. It's just our outlet, our therapy.
But that was like another reason it's hard to find another member. It's hard to find people that think the same way. It is. Yeah. You got to find someone who really, they're married to their music. You know what I mean? Like,
without having stars in their eyes about.
Yeah, I'm going to be famous. You're not gonna be...
Yeah, serious.
Sorry.
Yep. It's not glamorous.
I mean, you might get lucky. Yeah. It's like getting struck by lightning, I guess.
Yeah. You just never know. That. I mean, if that's your reason you're doing it, then that's not right. It's not going to serve you very well. You just got to have a good head on your shoulders about it.
Yeah. Cool. Is there any plans on bringing new merchandise out for the new album?
Yeah, we usually wait to see what the songs are, and then we try to put art that goes with the songs on the shirts. So then we can go. We don't have to go. Oh, they want the shirt with the skull and this and this and that. We can say, oh, they want the Depart shirt, or they want this shirt,
or the Brainstorm shirt.
Yeah, the Brainstorm. Each art goes with most of the T-shirt art goes with some song.
Right. Yeah, because each song is its own standalone kind of story. So.
But we've got some ideas. Like we got one of the new songs is like the animals kind of like taking the planet back over, and it's like because I don't know, you know who Werner Herzog is, the director. He's a German director, does lots of documentaries, and he was talking to a guy, and he's like, "How come monkeys don't ride on goats? To use them as like a burden, a beast of burden, And that always stuck with me. And I'm like, monkeys are. So then I saw a video of these monkeys riding on a wild boar for fun. They're just jumping on it, and a wild boar is taking off, and they're riding on it. And I was like, dude, it started. And then I saw a video. These monkeys had machetes. Like some old drug lord had given all these chimps machetes and put them in the jungle around his compound. And like the grandsons of these monkeys are still using the machetes to like hunt. It showed them. It kills a deer with a machete and like drags the deer off, and it's like, dude. That's so we're like trying to get a monkey on a warthog with a machete for. I think that's gonna be that shirt.
That's gonna be cool. Oh yeah, and then like the whole orcas like
attacking boats outside of Spain.
And boats in Spain.
Awesome, or that elephant that rampaged that town.
Yeah, there was like an elephant, like a poacher had killed this elephant mother's baby. Well, the elephant ended up finding the poacher's hut, goes in there and just kills her, just stomps her,
and then raises hell all over town and leaves. Then when they had the lady's funeral, the elephant comes back and goes in the funeral and stomps her out in the funeral.
Yeah, it destroys her casket.
Yeah, people are like,
elephants don't forget, man.
They're set up, man.
Yeah.
It's like a dog scratching for fleas. The earth is like, man, I'm getting kind of sick of this shit.
Right? Yeah.
Animals attack! Yeah, we got some fucked up imagination.
I can't wait.
Cool. Is there any sort of like plans on putting the new album or any other album onto vinyl records?
Oh yeah, that's definitely. I feel like that's always in the. It's always in the plans is to release on vinyl. Like I feel like ever since we did our second album, like we sequenced the album according to what's going to start side one and end side one. You know, we have vinyl in mind when we're putting it all together. And so yeah, that's definitely going to be. It'll be on vinyl for sure. And we may even do cassettes and CDs, of course, and then all the streaming services. And we already, I'm pretty sure we already got the album cover. But yeah, as far as like merchandise designs and stuff, we're not quite there yet. But the wheels are definitely turning. Like Mike already brought up something else, and shit, just from the 2 or 3, 4 songs we have now, we've already got art or plans for art for like 3 or 4 different designs. And we'll do posters and stuff too of the same art. So because we get a lot of comments on our art, like you guys' art is amazing and blah blah blah. But
well, to me, that's like the first thing you notice. I mean,
exactly.
You grew up buying records.
That's what.
There's 10,000 records in there. You're flipping, and you see, whoa, what is that?
Yeah,
that's the first thing.
Yeah,
it's like whoa.
Yeah, something that makes you go, what the?
That or a crazy band name, You're like,
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, Gravehuffer is another one. Like that name, everybody seems to like the name, thankfully.
Cool. Cool. So, is there any? You did mention you've got a couple of gigs coming up for the rest of the year. Is there any plans on doing sort of like a full-blown tour when the new album's released?
We don't normally do like, I guess, full-blown tours. We usually do like 3 or 4 shows.
Ninja runs.
Yeah, ninja runs. We'll do like Fridays, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of things. And, just because we all have day jobs and stuff, but we try to make it work to where it's still effective and we can get out and get far enough away from our area to have people come to the show that ordinarily wouldn't be able to come see us.
Like the only thing we don't do right now is cross the Rockies.
Yeah.
Because that you probably better tack on another day.
Right.
If you're going to be driving over the Rockies,
Yeah.
Because but I would like to do a West Coast tour sometime.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Like maybe next year, that's what we decide on is do a week or so.
Yeah.
To
Go
go
up the West Coast.
up the West Coast and through Utah and all that, and Denver or Colorado, and Wyoming actually has a good scene. And so yeah, it's definitely something we talk about. And, a lot of the times it depends on how the album's received and all that stuff too. If people want to come see us, so.
Bomb.
Yeah,
We only
right.
sold 3 copies. We're not booking a tour.
Yeah, right. God. So, but I mean, a lot of that is just us going out and doing it, regardless of how its album is received or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like we put in everything we have into everything we do, and so if you do come to see a Gravehuffer show, we're gonna leave it all out there, and you're hopefully not gonna regret coming to see us. But yeah, the full-blown tour thing's not really necessarily in the cards, but we do try to play like 5, 6, 7 shows a month. But we almost 10 out of the 12 months out of the year or whatever, we'll be playing somewhere. So
Cool.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
still the plan, I guess.
Yeah, cool. Now Lisaboo normally asks this question in the chat there. Have you got a favourite venue to play at?
What's your
Favorite venue?
to play at?
Oh,
That's a tough one, because man,
Ooh, we've played some pretty rad venues this past
and
year,
it
man.
seems like
dude.
a lot of people are so nice.
Yeah, and that kind of makes the venue.
Yeah.
The promoter
It really
and,
does.
and everyone, you know, around the gig.
That's
will
a hard.
make
I
the
don't.
venue awesome.
I'm not answering that,
Man. Yeah, because you don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, even like even little tiny place, there might be 10 people there,
yeah.
but
Dude,
they'll be totally into it, you know. And it's just like, dude, this is great. You know?
Travis always says those are his favorite shows, the tight knit ones, because it's a captive audience. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
They're in for the ride.
Yeah, he
regardless
likes
if they
that.
like it or not.
Which I do too, though, man. I'm like, I don't know. I love the different experiences at each venue that you get. Like, we played in Mississippi at this place called Tracks, and it was like full on like lights and like columns with smoke under the drum riser and all this stuff. And there's like 15 people there, 20 people, but they fed us and put us up and paid us well, and like the enthusiasm was through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not.
That was a Sunday night.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
it was a
Sunday night,
Yep.
and it was just and Brass Mug, like
What can you say? The brass mug is like,
Brass Mug at Tampa. Woo-woo.
yeah. The last time we were there, I told the guy we think of that place as like the death metal CBGBs.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, that's Tampa loves us, man. I'm so happy.
If it wasn't so hot in Florida, I'd be like, listen,
right.
damn hot.
But dude, they love their extreme music down there.
For sure.
It's so cool. Golly, man, Night Shop in Bloomington was really cool. Man,
That outdoor Arkansas thing.
Heathen House.
Heathen
yeah,
House,
it's out in
yeah.
the middle of the woods.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Holy crap!
It's got this giant tree house for the bands. It's like one cooler has beer, the next one has pop, and it's like he just has a total setup. And he's like, if you're hungry, go in the house. There's a guy, I paid him all night to just sit in there and cook. And you go in there, there's like sandwiches, pizza, like there was like
Dude, there was a spread.
it's crazy.
It was so awesome.
The dude was like in there just cooking away.
And they were super nice, too,
Yeah.
like you say. Everybody's like, nobody was like jaded acting or anything. They were just, the enthusiasm is what really makes it nice. It helps us too. So you're driving a long way, and there's nothing like something eating at the back of your head while you're driving. I'm like, man, that guy was a dick. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're driving along and you're like, these people were all so awesome and nice, and that's all swirling in your head, you're just, yeah. This
Makes
is
it
awesome.
for a lovely trip.
It really does. I mean, exactly. It really does, man. A little bit of politeness and niceness just goes a long way.
And it's weird how the metal, like when I was a kid, like you'd go to a punk show or a metal show, and you try to walk through the crowd, people weren't going to let you through the crowd.
Yeah.
And like, I can't remember. I think it was on to see Goat Horror.
Yeah.
I started to walk up to get close to the stage, and people were like, "Oh, excuse me." I bet you heard "excuse me" like 30 times.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh," like I
Yeah.
don't know if they thought, "Oh, an elder's coming through." Let this old man through.
Come on through, guy. Come on, man.
But it seems like it's a lot more. Like people aren't as like, you know, like we used to have the drunk punks and the, you know, there used to be all kinds of drama at punk shows and shit back in the day.
Yeah, it was weird. Like all the, and then sometimes you get the fucking Nazi skinheads and shit. And we got to run them out. And, I mean, it was crazy back then. And yeah, I'm with you. Like the crowds have kind of gotten a little more. I don't know what the word is, but just
Consider it or
Yeah.
something. I
Yeah.
don't know. The crowds are nicer now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, consider it is that perfect word.
People aren't throwing stuff at us. You know? Like, don't throw stuff.
Like Blues Brothers, you know, to play behind chicken wire.
Yeah, that would be scary, man.
That's
Cool. So, but Lisaboo normally asks this one as well. What is your favourite song to play? Whether it be your own or you doing a cover song?
Do you have a favorite song in the set right now? Do you?
Yeah.
Inferno.
Inferno?
Yeah. I don't know why, but
Slayberry for me, dude.
dude, I like Slayberry a lot too.
That song really cooks.
Front to back.
Yeah.
Just rips.
And I love Hellhound, but God, it whoops me fucking
Oh, yeah.
dog shit out of me.
I kind of look at it the other way. Like, I look at my set list, and I'm like, man, that's going to be tough. So I have to try to pace myself until we get to the tough one. You know?
Yeah.
And then once I pass that, I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like it changes every time we change the set, because a lot of the times we completely change the set around, like every year, every 8 months or whatever. Like, hell, this year we may even throw a new song in there. Who knows? We've talked about it, but like in years past.
I like Custom of the Sea.
Yeah, Custom of the
It's
Sea.
a good warm-up
It's
song.
a good warm-up song. I always like to. We have
We
a
don't
song
have covers in this set.
Yeah.
We're talking about doing a couple covers, but there isn't a cover in this set right now.
We always think, oh, this cover is going to sound great. And then we learn it, and once we start playing it, we're like,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah.
So we're like, if we don't like it, we're like, they're not going to like it if we don't like it.
Right.
You know? So we've learned Judas Priest Rapid Fire. Like, we're like, oh, yeah, this will be awesome. And then when we're doing it, we're like, this sounds like shit. You know?
We just
We
couldn't
did
pull it off.
what was it, Hand of Doom by Sabbath, but our singer was like, rah! It's like, man, this does not sound right.
Yeah.
You can't be fucking with Ozzy, man.
Celtic Frost into the Crypto Rays. That was
I
a
like
fun
playing
one.
that,
I like
yeah.
playing that one. Godflesh Like Rats was cool, but we ended up cutting a little bit of that out because it kind of drug a little bit. And I think the shortened version was cool. And it was cool seeing people in the crowd like, ah! Like they really, once they realized it was Godflesh.
And
That's
it was always like the older crowd, like our age.
yeah, they're
You'd
like,
see them come forward and be like, yeah! And I'm like, hey, you know,
yeah, he knows Godflesh. Yeah. But yeah, XR750, the song we have about Evil Knievel, that's always been one of my personal favorites.
we haven't played that in a long time.
It's been years. I'd like to play that one again. Yeah.
I like the whole set. The whole set rips, but
Yeah,
when we
it
get into
does.
Slayberry, man, I love that song.
Yeah,
that song
really
cooks.
good.
And yeah, and in under 2 minutes, the tempos go all
real
over the
fast.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, where can people find you on social media?
We're pretty much, dude. Like when I tell people, I'll just Google Gravehuffer, and it's nothing but the band. Like you're not gonna find Gravehuffer like books or movies or anything.
Yeah, no one like going number 2 in a cup or anything.
Oh my god. Oh, I know, man.
Like
The
giggles
internet,
and shit. You're like, what the hell?
fucking internet.
Tell me to look up.
I will corroborate his story though. You can Google Gravehuffer. It's the band.
It's
All
bad.
the links to everything comes up.
Sorry.
So,
Dude, you're going. But yeah, if you Google Gravehuffer, it's all there. We have a link tree that's got all of the links. I mean, we're on all the Spotify's and Amazon Musics and iTunes and Tidal, Napster, Deezer, all that stuff. And all the social medias again. God, what else? Bandcamp is where we always try to send people first.
Yeah.
Because all the other links are there anyway, and you can get all the merch is at Bandcamp, and you can buy music there as well, and download and stream stuff. Personally, Bandcamp is my favorite for the one-stop shop thing. You know, so we have music, shirts, our vinyls
Stickers,
up there, picks, patches, all that good stuff. Posters, CDs. Mike's
We're gonna have cups pretty soon.
Content there. That's terrible.
Well, you could put the stickers and stuff in there; it'll protect them.
That would actually be kind of cool. God.
It's a guard. Sticker guard.
Sticker guard. Hey man, Casey Clarkson, that's what his job is. He prints graphics on glasses.
Oh, nice.
Good idea. Look out
Cool.
the cover cups.
This is probably going to be our last question for this part of the show. Any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Do it.
Yes.
Absolutely do it.
Yeah.
You have even the slightest inclination to play any instrument.
And you'll know right away.
You will.
In the first week, you'll know if you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life, or if you're like, this really isn't for me.
Yep.
You know?
It hits
But
you.
give it a shot. Give it
Yeah.
a try, man. You never know. You never
Yep.
freaking know. You know?
Like my kids, like 3 out of my 4 kids, they were like, I've always wanted to do whatever. Like, I have twins, and one of them, he just doesn't really do music, but the other one, he's always been into, banging on stuff. He still does drums on ham boning, and like he does multiple times a day. I'll hear Jake. Like today, I heard him banging on this thumb drum. You know what those are?
Yeah.
He had one of those, and he had a fucking tambourine. He's like, doom 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 doom.
Nice.
It was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, man, that's my 13-year-old in there, and you really have no idea, and it's limitless. Like you can do fucking anything.
Especially now, you can record on your phone.
Yeah.
You can do. Back when I was a kid, you had to get a 4-track, and then you had to learn the mystical ways of how to record things.
How to bounce tracks. And,
There's no YouTube with people telling you tips, or anything like that.
Yeah.
You pretty much had to learn.
That's almost cool.
A guy told me, plug one ear and walk around. Because I used to just record with this Kinwood tape deck with 2 microphones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I would just walk around like this and go, it sounds really good right here. I put a microphone right here.
That works, though.
It did work.
Yeah. I mean,
for the time.
Fuck yeah. I mean, we used to do that for band practice. We had this boom box that had 2 inserts. And we plugged in these old Radio Shack mics. And that's what we would do. We'd listen. Oh, it sounds good here. Okay, I can hear everything here. And band practice would sound actually pretty good through these shitty mics in this boom box. You could hear everything.
Yeah.
And everything mixed well.
Go out there and do it, man.
Yeah.
If your friend has a guitar and you don't have one, borrow it. Be like, hey, you got. That's what I did. My brother had a bass in the closet. My friend's like, I said, hey, my brother has a bass in the closet. He's like, get it out. It's super easy.
Yeah.
I took it out and started going to town.
Yeah. Yep.
Just go for it.
Just
drums, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The flip side of that would be don't be discouraged. Because if you're one of those people that find out you are a musician, you're going to continue on this endeavor, you'll have to put the time in.
Yeah.
It's an inevitability.
Oh, yeah.
You need to marry that concept.
Yeah.
Like when I first started out, I'd watch TV a lot. I'd play and practice, but then when I was watching TV, I had my guitar right there. During commercials, I'd play, and then while I was watching TV, I was always fingering.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to build that muscle memory up.
Right.
Just going do go all the way up the neck, all the way down. It was just BS, but it got my fingers used to doing that.
Right. Yeah, playing while watching TV, man, I did that too, and oh my goodness. You don't realize the work you're putting in, really. And next thing you know, like, oh man, I can play this lick or this riff or this chord, or on drums, like I can play this fill or this beat or this time signature or whatever. And you don't even realize, that it's work because you're enjoying it for one, and two, you're just like Mike's saying, you're just building up the muscle memory, and you just figure it out after a while. To me, it's never really been work. It's always something that I like doing. I can't wait to do it again. And like every time I pick up an instrument, I'm excited. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, cool. Sound advice. So, any final words before you sort of enjoy your rest of your day.
We just want to. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Come see us at the show. All the dates are on our Bandcamp page. I can't stress enough the Bandcamp. Gravehuffer.bandcamp.com. Everything's there. Tour dates, merch, music. Come see us. Come say hi.
Talk to us.
If you say you heard us on this interview, we'll give you a sticker or something.
Yeah,
We'll give you some. Like, we're not stingy with our merch. Like, they eventually kicked me out of the merch booth because I was just giving away stuff all the time. Like,
how much is
I don't
that?
have any money. I'm like, here. They're like, Mike, stop it. We lost $150 tonight.
God.
I'm like, oh, okay.
How much is that? I don't know. Here,
Give it to your kid.
Yeah, right.
I wish merch was free because I would just hand it out all
Oh,
night.
dude, I know. God. Yeah, no joke.
Anybody that wanted it, it's like, here you go.
Well, yeah, if they want it that bad, then here.
Cool. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on and doing this doing this little interview. It's been a total pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man. Thank you. It's been awesome.
So, guys, if you get the chance, get the links to the band's pages, such as Linktree, Bandcamp, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. They're all down in the description there. So please go check them out. They are absolutely amazing. So, guys, thank you again for coming on and doing this little interview. It's been a total pleasure.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. Our pleasure. So we're going to be continuing on with the podcast. So if you want to stay around, or if you've got other things to do, so
Okay. Cool, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, our pleasure.
All right. Bye. Thanks. Take care.
Bye. That was Gravehuffer. So guys, if you haven't checked them out, please check them out in the link tree. In the description, they've got the link tree, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So yeah, head on over to the link tree. That's where they get all the links to. So yeah. So Lisaboo, what do you think of Gravehuffer?
Hilarious. Yeah, I was saving my voice, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that interview. Seemed like really nice people. Really good advice that they gave about just doing it. Yeah, and practice, right?
Yeah.
So very nice people. And I hope to one day go to see one of their shows.
Yeah, good, yeah. Right, guys, a little bit of, because we've got we have Gravehuffer on there to do an interview. So Lisa, could you sort of like do the sort of like gig section? Whilst I go to grab a drink and go to the little boys' room, and then when we come back, we'll sort of like dive into the 6 bands for today. So back in a second.
Okay. If you guys haven't hit the like yet, please hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to all, and just so you don't miss any content. And if you guys have any bands that you're really liking right now, put the band. Don't put a link. Just put the band name and the song that you're liking right now. And if you are a band and would like to have an interview, put it in the comment section there. And I will get back to you, or Bastian will get back to you. So yeah, and I do have a few gigs. I think tomorrow, let's see here, tonight actually, Testament and Creator is playing at the River Cree Resort and Casino here in Enoch, Alberta. October 19th, Misery Signals is playing at the Union Hall in Edmonton. Evanescence, one of my favorite bands, is playing on October 20th. They're playing with Hailstorm at Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta. Bachman Turner Overdrive, another of my favorites, playing at Rogers Place on November 29th. Mother is playing at Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta on February 22nd. And on October 13th, Sebastian Bach is playing his Child Within the Man tour in Edmonton, Alberta at the Union Hall. And one of the bands that we covered here, it's a metal band called Ginger. If you probably have heard of them. They're playing on October 11th in Las Vegas, Nevada at 6:30 at the House of Blues Restaurant and Bar. And then they're playing on they're playing tonight in New York at the Brooklyn Monarch. And tomorrow they're playing at McKee's Rocks in Pennsylvania at the Roxy Theater at 6:30. And then on September 23rd, they're playing in Toronto, Ontario, at the Danforth Music Hall. And they're playing at 6:30. Then they have another Canadian gig in Montreal, Quebec at M. Tullis at 6 p.m. on September 24th. So yeah, they do have a few more gigs. Let's see here. On September 26th, they have Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at the Harrisburg Midtown Arts Center at 6:30 on September 26th. And then on the 27th, they have at the Baltimore, Maryland, and Baltimore Soundstage at 6:30. And then they have one in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Fillmore, Charlotte, at 6:30 on October 1st. So yeah, those are pretty much all the gigs that I have. Yeah, just for all you guys that haven't hit the like, please hit that like.
Oh, good, yeah. Yeah, smash the like, spank it hard. We do like a good spanking around here, especially off the like button.
And hi to the replay crew. Hi, thank you for coming.
Hey, replay crew, how you doing? Hope you're alright. Hope you enjoyed the interview with Gravehuffer. So yeah, let us know in the comments if you like the Gravehuffer and the 6 bands that we're going to be reviewing today. So yeah, I don't know if Lisa said we've got the link tree. There's a pinned comment at the top of this in the chat there and in the description of Purchase Metal's link tree. We've got all the Instagram, websites, stuff like that, and the PayPal link. So if you can, donate to the channel. So anyway, the 6 bands that we're going to be doing today. The 6 bands. Just let me get we've got Graveshadow, Aathma, Nini, Artifer, Judge and Jury, and Black Smoke Trigger. So, Lisa. We the first band is Graveshadow and their song Lycan Lust. So, take it away.
I really loved the guitar at the start and the drums, and there was a chorus in the background at the beginning there of it. Yeah, the vocals came in with the female vocalist, she is so amazing, so good. The guitars on this are great. I loved the riffs and solos on this, and the drums and the bass are really amazing on this. It's such a good backing. And there was a bass solo, which, you know, I love my bass. Quarter way through, it was amazing. I love the use of the keyboards and the synth sounds on this, which was super cool. And I loved the part. It was about 3/4 of the way through, with the growly vocals and the lead singer saying "Run, love, run," and then the killer guitar solo came in, and with the drums. Oh my God, that part I love that part. That's my favorite part in this song. It really ramped up in speed going on after that part, which I loved. And I really loved the black and white, the use of black and white for this video. It had like a really cool vibe to it. Very theatrical with the makeup and the visuals in the video. And the transitions on this song are very, very good. Musically, a great song all around. And yes, you couldn't help but notice the werewolf references in this song. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you picked up on the run part. Where as the title said, Lycan Lust. It basically I've put the link here to the article I found about werewolves, and it's sort of like it tells you a little bit of a history of werewolves and how it all started. I'm talking. Oh, you're talking about what? At least 1500 BC, where the transform, how it came about, and part of when the transform, it's sort of like, shall we say, without getting into trouble with YouTube, it sort of like goes into a lust of a frenzy of about shall we say long pig. If you get the reference, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's with the end part is where the woman is basically transforming into a werewolf, and she's saying, "Run, love, run for your life. I am transforming here. I want to basically rip you apart, so to speak."
Yeah.
Hence, in the video near the end, it's basically why, it basically violence sort of thing. It's like, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. Right, for me anyway, get back to the beginning of the song. I love the intro of the song where it sort of like builds up a little bit, and then bang, the band kicks in. I love the drums on this. Love the drums. Great. The great continues throughout the song. The bass is absolutely amazing on this. Like Lisa said, there was like a little bass solo there near the beginning, which I totally loved. The guitars on this are amazing. Again, from the start to finish, they are absolutely amazing. And over the course of the song, the song gets progressively heavier and heavier and heavier, until like we're about 3/4 of the way through. It's just, it was like ramps up, sort of like the style of the obviously the topic of the song. sort of like building up that frenzy, that lust type of thing. So yeah, it's the whole song, the whole of the like music wise, the whole song is absolutely amazing, and the vocals on this is absolutely superb. Where the vocalist was, for the most part, was clean, but it's like near about the 3/4 mark, it was sort of like going into sort of like the territory, growl territory, especially when she says run, 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 where she really starts to growl. And that's where she was like sort of like transforming into the werewolf. So basically, yeah, it was absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. And the video itself was sort of like shot in like sort of like black and white, sort of like old monster movie horror, sort of like horror of the 1920s, 30s.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the old like Universal monster movies back in the day, where like obviously you got Dracula, you had Dracula, Frankenstein, all those types of movies. And the one was the werewolf, Wolfman or something.
Yep.
So it was sort of like that. It was shot in that type of style of music. So,
Cool.
so Lisa, what's your rating?
Well, I give them an 8.5, but it's kind of more of an 8.5 to a 9. It was like this. I was like, yeah. First it was 8.5, and then it's kind of like it's more in between now. So yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's a 10. The only reason is because the last third to a quarter was like when it was ramping up.
Yeah.
And when the singer sort of like sings "Run, Love, Run," that's where it really started to like get really, really good. Plus, I already love Graveshadow as well because of In the Blaze and like In the Blaze. It's just like the top, the damsel's distress and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. That was my favorite part of it too. Is like from the 3/4 on, but it's all spectacular. The whole song is spectacular, but that last part is it's absolutely amazing. I love it all, but
yeah. It's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant song. So yeah, I all the links to the bands that we're discussing today are actually in the description. So go check them out, guys. Go check them out. So the next band is called let me just get it. It's Aathma and their song Cosmos. So Lisa, what's your take?
This was a live show. This was a live video of a live show. So I really like being able to hear what they're like during a live. The guitar, that cool intro, that guitar intro was amazing. I love that. Then the drums and the bass came in very strong bass and drums, rhythm section. The vocals were really good, but I wish I was able to hear them a little bit more than I could, because it being a live show, it was a little bit harder to hear the vocals, right? But you could still hear they were really good. I couldn't quite pinpoint who they sounded like to me. I couldn't pinpoint which band they reminded me of. Very, very. I really loved the cool guitar riffs and the solos. The bass was really up front, which I enjoyed. Yeah, the transitions were really good in this. The drums and the bass, really cool, really strong. Enjoyed the pace of the song too. Cool band. And I would love to hear more of them. So yeah, want to hear more.
Cool. Yeah, same for me. Of course, I've listened to the studio and the live version, and I really like both versions of it. But talking about the live version of like you, Lisa, I really like the cool intro with the guitars, and then the drums and the bass comes in. Yeah, for me, the drums and the bass from start to finish was so powerful. It sort of like really drives the song along. Playing when it's being played live, the guitars were like basically, especially that guitar solo at in the intro. Was absolutely really strong. I like the bassist and the guitarist were going in the middle of the stage, and it's just like sort of like really started to play off each other, doing that little like sort of like little sort of like battle of the guitar bass type of thing. So yeah. And for the hello, Frank. So yeah, I totally loved it. I totally loved the song. For me, for me, it's brilliant track. So, what's your rating?
Well, I want to hear more from them. So I gave them an 8, a solid 8, but I want to hear more. So it'll probably it'll go up, of course, when I hear more of their music. So now it's a solid 8.
For me, for the live performance of it, of Cosmos, I'll give it an 8.5. But because I've listened to the studio version of it, I give it a 9. But it's like because for me, I give it an 8.5 for the live is because that's the only song I could find. That's the only version I could find of it. So yeah, but it's
amazing.
They are brilliant band. So right, going on to the next one, and it's a cover version, and it's the Cranberries Zombie version song done by Nini or Nini or apologies if I got that wrong. So don't come at me. She is she is from, I believe, from Taiwan. I believe Taiwan, from what I read, and it is this cover version of the Cranberries Zombie is an Asian folk metal cover. So, Lisa, what do you think of Nini and the zombie song?
Well, I love the original. This was like the instrumental version cover of it. And I really enjoy different metal styles, and this definitely is one of them. It is full instrumental. But I was singing along to it. And I was singing along to it as she was playing. So I really loved her cover of this. It's so unique with the traditional Chinese instrument that she was playing. And I never can remember what it's called. But it if you watch it, it's like it's a traditional Chinese instrument. But I loved I loved when she came in with the electric guitar too. That part, it was just like cool. I was like, oh, awesome. So yeah, she came in with the electric guitar later on, and the use of the percussion instrument in the back was pretty amazing. Yeah, this is an amazing cover by her. I thought I just saw Frank do it. Oh, Frank. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, the orchestration on this was really great. Transitions were really good in this and very well done. I really enjoyed it. So
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I was like thinking, okay, well, when this came up into my YouTube feed, I was like thinking, okay, clicked onto it, started listening to it. I was like thinking, okay, I'm not sure about this at the minute. But when she started to get into the song, I was like thinking, now I see where she's going with this. Like, especially with the traditional, traditional instrument and everything. And that's when she started to walk through the forest. She started everything starts to transition over, like getting the drums in, the percussion, the drums, and other orchestration, other instruments coming in. When she transitioned from the traditional over to the electric, I was like, oh yes, no. I was like, yeah, that was when I was really getting into it. I was like, she was slaying it. She was properly slaying the song. And when like I said, when the drums and the bass, everything was. I was like, oh my god, where has this been all my life type of thing? I was like, oh my god. So all within the space of what, 2 minutes? I was like, going from not completely not sort of like not sure about it to completely loving it within the space of 2 minutes. It's just like, oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah.
And like you, I was starting to sing along to it. So yeah. So yeah, Lisa, what's your rating?
Well, at first I gave it an 8.5, but after the electric guitar came in, I was like 9. It's a 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
That part, it was just like, yep.
Yeah.
I love the contrast between the two and having that traditional Chinese instrument as well as with the electric guitar. It just, yep, it's a 9.
Yeah. It's like I'm the same. I started out with an 8.5, but once like you, once that electric guitar come in, I was like, it's definitely a 9. It's definitely a 9. So yeah. I sort of like got into Nini a few months back. Just by chance, it was like YouTube decided to to put that into my feed, put Nini into my feed. I was like, oh, what's this? Checked her out and everything. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I like. Do you know when you sort of like come across a musician or a band you never heard before? You just like think, this is new. I like this.
Yeah, and for her to cover the Cranberries and to do like a rock song, it's pretty cool. Like that, it was unique. It was I like unique and different, and I like to hear like different styles and stuff, and that fit the bill totally. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, go check them out, guys. All the links are in the description there. So the next band is Artifer, and with their song "Brighter Side of Life." So yeah, so I'll start off this one. It starts off slow. There's four band members in this band. Three of them were gathering around the lead singer, and sort of like did something to his neck. Obviously, they must have injected him with something to wake him up. So that's when so he wakes up. He looks at him and he says, "Oh, what's going on?" But looking the same question, got a question look in his face. So the singer starts sort of like slightly slower. So it's sort of like being slowed down a little bit, but he starts singing up there like in a normal speed. Then the drums kick in, same with the bass. Then which is pretty good. Then I could hear some keys synth in there at the beginning when the music kicks in, which is a cool touch. The guitars are cool, and the vocals are pretty cool. Going sort of like going from between clean and sort of growl, sort of. Then the transitions from the band are pretty cool because they go like slightly fast, then slow down, then slightly fast and slow down, and that type of thing, which is really really cool. So yeah, and like I said, everything about this band has been really really cool. So with like the solos, the riffs, the keys are really really cool as well. Yeah, because they used that a couple of times. You could hear sort of like key synth solos in a couple of places. Yeah, really cool. And to me, with the video, I was like thinking when I reached the end of the end of the video, it's sort of like it did say simulation ended. Subjects are alive, and do you want to start another simulation? That sort of like gives me like sort of like a computer simulation or the Matrix film vibe to the actual to that to the actual song type of thing. So yeah. So what do you think? What's your take on the band?
well, the video is like a simulation with the band wearing white and with the face makeup and okay YouTube red stuff on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not gonna say what it is, but if you're squeamish, you may want to skip just watching the video. Yeah, it started with like sounds of like a heart monitor and like various sounds of life kind of thing, like a heartbeat, like and then the vocals came in clean, coming clean, but then growly, and I liked the contrast between the two. Really cool guitar on this track, cool solos and riffs. Drums are really up front, which I liked. Yeah, the rhythm section, really good backing. Vocals came up front. Lyrics are thought-provoking and inspirational. Can't let all these things get under my skin. I need to pick myself up and keep going. So that's like me. Inspirational. Great transition to this. I love the use of the keyboards on this as well. I love the different section about 2/3 of the way through with the solos, and I love the end with the computer simulation coming up on the screen saying Project Apocalypse. Yeah, so it's like, okay, what's the next video going to be like? Super cool video with the band behind the scenes. Like some of it was kind of like behind the scenes making of the video. And I did a PS, love the singer's jacket.
Yeah, I was gonna notice that it was like sort of like straight jacket.
Yeah, but it was like leather, but it had like fringe, but it was like a straight jacket, but like kind of punk. But it was like, oh, I loved it. I'm like, okay, I could handle that.
Yeah, oh good, yeah. It sort of reminded me of when Guns N' Roses toured with the Illusion albums, and Axl was wearing a white leather jacket, whitish jacket with like the Guns N' Roses logo on the back.
Yeah,
I was like, that was sort of like reminded me of that.
yeah. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I like that jacket.
Yeah. So for me, at first I thought I was going to give them an 8, but I was like, no, it's an 8.5 for me. It was a solid 8.5. Good song overall.
Yeah, I was 8.5, but it's kind of in between the two. It's an 8.5 to a 9 because I really enjoyed it. They just had something about them. The guitars were amazing. Like the whole band was amazing. The vocals, the video was cool. So it was 8.5 to a 9. So
Yeah. So going on to the next one, which is Judge and Jury, and the song The Urge. So for me, I really like the intro, really, with the acoustic guitar. Really like that. And then the drums come in, which were pretty sweet. Same with the bass. The guitars are good and heavy. There are some really cool little riffs and solos throughout going throughout the song. The vocals are good, and the whole lot was like transitions between with everything, with all the instruments. It's absolutely brilliant, and the keys. There was a keyboard player in there, and that was a really nice touch. Really nice touch to the band, and there was a guest.
mm-hmm.
I think it was the guest vocalist. It was a guest vocalist on. I can't remember the name.
Tyler Connolly he's from Theory of a Dead Man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Which was like a nice contrast between the two styles of singing. So I really like that. Really like that. So, Lisa, what's your take?
I love this band. I really love this band, and I really liked the feature with Tyler on it. It really added to like you said, like the contrast between the drummer and because the drummer did vocals too. Yeah, just a really cool start because you know how much I love the acoustic guitar. So I started listening to this when I was picking out songs, and I was like, okay, you're on. Yeah. And then the drum, it was almost like a drum countdown. And then the electric guitars and the drums came in heavy. And I did love the vocals by the drummer and the guitarist, Tyler. The keys on this are awesome. And the organ, like, cause it was an organ. There was an organ solo on this about 3/4 of the way through, so that was pretty cool. Guitar solos are awesome, as are the riffs. Love the transitions. Catchy lyrics. So it's really great for the vocalist to sing. I'm in love with the feel of the rush and the surge. Yeah, that it was. Yeah, tried to say no, but I can't fight the surge. Yeah, cool lyrics. The sound engineering on this was really top notch. The mixing was great. And I love the use of the black and white on the video too. Super cool touch. So yeah, all in all,
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah, it is a good song. I've listened to it about 3-4 times, and I really liked, like you said there, I really liked the quality of the writing, the performance, the recording, the engineering, the mixing, everything about this song was really good. Plus the video to it was. I don't know about you, but filming in black and white just adds that little bit extra to the song, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I love film noir, so it's like you said before, with Graveshadow's video. I just go. I love it. I love black and white. So yeah.
Yeah, it adds a bit more to the song. So yeah. So for me, I initially I said 8, but after listening to it for a couple of more times, it's jumped up to an 8.5, a solid 8.5. So
Yeah, I was a 9 because I really like Tyler Connolly from because I love Theory of a Dead Man. So hearing this song, it was like, okay, yeah, 9. Yeah.
I need to listen to the band a little bit more, because this was like this is the first time for me anyway to actually come across the band. So, and to Tyler as well. So
Yeah.
I need to listen to a little bit more. So yeah, cool band, really cool band. So the last song that we're going to be doing is called "Proof of Life." And you're thinking, okay, guys, you've covered this band before, and the band is Black Smoke Trigger. So yeah, it's always cool to revisit a band. It's always cool. So for me, this is, like I said, this is Lisa's pick. So so I'll start off. Now, for me, I totally love this bass line going throughout the song. I love the bass line on this.
Yeah.
Oh god, that bass line going through all the way. It's in your face. It's up front. It's absolutely brilliant. Same with the drums are pretty cool. Or the rhythm section, the back line is absolutely amazing on this song. The back line, the rhythm. I love the guitars on this as well. Totally solid, and they've got some really, really, really cool riffs and solos on this. And also, so it's also the vocals is really good as well because they've got like that raspy intensity.
Yeah.
In places, and it's sort of like got that bordering on well, it's southern rock, but it's bordering on southern metal. A bit like harder version of, say, I would say, oh, oh yeah, say Spider, it's bordering, it's similar to Spider Bait when they did Black Betty.
Mm.
Round Job's Black Betty. It's sort of like that, got that hard hitting edge to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
So
a little, like a grittiness to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really, and for me, it's like what really stood out for me was the bass line on this. The bass line was like basically what made the song for me. But it was that bass line.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know how much I love the bass.
it's all about the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your take on the band?
Well, yeah, we featured them back in June, but we did it on when we did the Monday. When we both were doing the Monday, so yeah, I wanted to revisit this band. They're from New Zealand. But yeah, I love this band. Really solid group of musicians. Started off with the drums and the guitars with some cool riffs. Vocals are excellent on this from Baldrick. And Charlie Wallace is on guitar. He's amazing.
Hey, Frank.
Oh my God. He's got to get in on it, see?
Yeah.
Cool riffs and solos. The solo 3/4 of the way through is spectacular. And Dan Fulton on bass. That bass, that oh my God, that bass. And Josh Tomorrow is on the drums. Excellent drummist. Rhythm section is super strong in this, so transitions are excellent. The production of it was top notch. Now the lyrics. This band really shines with their lyrics, and this song is no exception. This song is about inner battles many of us face and staying on or continuing to push through and breaking through things holding us back. And yeah, I'm a lyric nerd, so, but I'm a poet at heart, so I love the expression of thought through words and of course music. So yeah, there's a really raw feel to this video and song, which I really liked. Excellent band all the way around. So yeah, I really love this band.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah, really cool, really cool band. For me, this is definitely an 8.5, bordering on a 9, all because of that bass line for me. That was
Yeah. For me, because of that bass line, I give it a 9.5. And I'm tempted to do a 10, but I'll stay with my original 9.5. I really, really like this band, and revisiting them. you know, after a few months, you know, because we did the review on them in June, I believe. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of cool to revisit and spotlight them again. So yeah, super cool band.
Oh yeah, super cool. Yeah. So yeah, guys, all the bands, band links to the videos, bands videos, are actually in the description below. Same with Gravehuffers as well. For you, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe, smash the like, share, comment, all that good jazz. It does help the channel out in a big way. If you can, there's Project Metal's link tree there with all with the website, Instagram, Twitter, and PayPal as well. So if you wanted to donate to the channel, please do. And also, there's a Lisaboo store there in the link tree as well. So yeah, check out Lisaboo's store. She's got some amazing stuff over there. So yeah, and so going on to before we move on to the next subject, out of the 6 bands that we featured today, Lisa, which band was your sort of like standout band?
I think Black Smoke Trigger, that bass line. I love Graveshadow though. I love Graveshadow.
Yeah.
Between the two, it's hard. It's hard to pick.
Yeah. For me, Black Smoke Trigger really give Graveshadow room for their money. Really, because of that bass line.
Yeah.
Because of that bass line. But for me, Graveshadow just pips them at the post. For me, they were close second. They were close second. Black Smoke Trigger. So yeah. So going on to the next subject, which is Lisa's wonderful journey through the world of Feist. So, whereabouts are you in the Town of the Silver Hawk?
I finished.
Oh
it.
Yeah.
When was that? I finished it a couple days ago, and then I had to wait for the book. So this is the new one.
King of Foxes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I had to wait for it.
So yeah. So what did you make of Talon of the Silver Hawk?
Well, he sure came a long way, didn't he? From being this boy on a mountain, basically, basically a boy on a mountain, and boy, he sure came a long way. He had to grow up so fast. Kind of reminds me of Pug, how he had to grow up so fast, you know.
Yeah.
One day you're just, a boy, and then the next day you're gonna be a magician, you know, like it.
Yeah. It's with Talon, it's just like thinking when he was up on that mountain waiting for that vision quest to get his name, and then going down the mountain and and seeing things that a kid that his age shouldn't have seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and then sort of like growing up, like you said, growing up really quickly in such a short period of time. It's just like, yeah, and being sort of like adopted, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah, he was lucky. Yeah, we're trying to, if you're wondering, because we don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
I really don't want to give away too much, because I want
Yeah.
people to actually read the books.
Yeah.
So I think Talon, cool name, by the way. I love his name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
For him to be basically a young boy, this was going to be like basically to become a man. He really proved that when he came down the mountain, right? But boy, was he lucky. He was lucky that that fate had other plans for him, I guess.
Yeah.
is a way to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh good, yeah. Yeah. It's in this book. If well, the Conclave of Shadows, which is the trilogy, is sort of like follows the journey of Talon. So I'm trying not to. It's really difficult not to give too much away.
Yeah.
But it's his journey for like sort of like redemption, heartbreak, sort of like, and a few other things. I'm just trying to like sit through certain words, because certain words will give sort of like stuff away, shall we say?
Yeah.
Even it's just like one word can give the plot line away. So it's sort of like his journey.
Yeah. Sorry, Frank keeps flying by.
Yeah. He wants to get involved.
Our mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Talon of the Silver Hope is a brilliant first book of a trilogy. It sort of like gives you a lot of backstory to for Talon. So yeah. So have you started the King of Foxes?
It came yesterday, so I got one chapter in.
Yeah.
Came, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
I got one chapter.
so you've read the first chapter. Have you sort of like formulated any sort of like opinion or like initial thought?
Well, he's continuing his journey. His I'm trying to be very careful about my words.
Yeah.
His plan for revenge, maybe.
Yeah.
It's coming along. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see through this first chapter kind of how he's revisiting, I guess some of where he's been. I'm trying to be very careful not to give too much away.
Yeah. We might give like a few hints out.
Yeah.
But that's about it. We're very mindful of people not haven't read these books before, but we keep trying to give out little hints to get people interested in reading these books.
Yeah.
So
and
I will try to be.
Yeah. Talon as a character, he really has grown. His part of his character really has shone through. His strength has shone through. And yeah, he's getting to be quite a strong character. I'm just interested to see where it'll lead him, where he fits in this grand scheme of the whole arc, right? The whole arc of the books, right? Where he fits, where he's gonna, yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you a little bit of a warning. Later in the book and going into the next book, there is lots of ketchup flying around. Lots of ketchup, shall we say? Trying to be very careful and very mindful of YouTube. If you think of ketchup, tomato ketchup, you'll know what I mean. It's and a few other things as well coming up. So be very mindful.
Well, we just went through Serpent War Saga, so there was lots of ketchup.
Yeah.
In these books, there can be lots of ketchup.
Yeah, it can be sort of like really properly brutal, and I mean properly brutal. On other subjects as well. So yeah.
Frank's just having a blast, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having a party. Yeah, party for one. Party for one.
Oh no, party for two. His girlfriend just showed up.
Oh God, Francis.
This might be Francesca.
Yeah. Hey, me girlfriend says Frank got.
I don't know. He's a bad boy.
Is he a roo?
He's a roo. He's totally a roo.
Oh God, naughty Frank. Yeah. Oh God, don't say Frank's going to be another roo.
He already is.
Oh God,
you saw what he was doing on camera before.
Yeah.
It's very voyeuristic.
Oh God. No, that's an image I just don't want in my head.
Sorry. Frank.
Oh God. Going on to so what's your expectations? Because you've read the first book, and you've read the first chapter of the second book. Have you sort of like got any sort of like ideas? What's which way it's going to lead?
I think I do, but you never know with Feist because like I've said before and like you've said before, he throws curveballs. So I just hope that Talon doesn't get in too deep and yeah, it's hard to say. He might. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna like this book. You'd be like pulling your hair out, screaming, and calling Feist every single name under the sun, type of thing. He's saying, "Why have you done this? Why have you thrown this curveball? Or why have you?" You know what I mean? It's like, but in a good way. But in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've kind of come to expect that. So when things are going too well, I'm like, are you like, no, this is something's gonna change. When things are going too well, it's like, okay, what's around the corner? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's sort of like you do sort of like get into sort of. I've said this before. You do sort of like get into sort of like Feist's head and get to his sort of like way of thinking. But you just like thinking, hang on a minute, there's something coming up and he's going to throw a curveball here, type of thing. Because, like I said before, you could lead you down one path, but all of a sudden it just changes direction. You just like thinking, you, why?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. There was a lot of that in the Empire books, I'll tell you. Like, why? Yeah. So, yeah. Like I said, if things are going too well for a character, it's like, yeah, you think you kind of expect something's going to come around that corner that's going to make them not so at ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He's just like thinking, oh, it's just like people enjoying their lives. People like it's like with Pug. He's enjoying his life, and then he's learning a trade, even though it's a better magician. But he's learning a trade. He's got himself into a routine, and all of a sudden everything changes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where like Talon kind of reminds me of Pug in that way. It's like, you know, he thought his life was going to be totally different. And then all of a sudden, you know, and with Pug, it was that way too. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's sort of like a running theme, throughout the series. It's sort of like something. They got it. Some of these characters have got into some form of routine, and then everything calms down. Everybody's happy, and then something comes along.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. a lot of ways he uses Feist uses real life to give him inspiration for stuff, right? So
yeah,
yeah.
it's if you sort of like read the foreword to every one of his books, he's got like he's got a good few people around him, and the sort of like give sort of like ideas, shall we say, about a specific storyline or about the universe that he's created, and he sort of like he takes that idea and just completely runs with it, and literally like a madman, he just runs with it, and he just fleshes it out completely, and he just like he sort of like it's a wonder that some of these contributors can actually recognise some of the ideas that he's given them.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. And it's just like thinking, what from what I've read, the initial idea of the Rift War cycle, and every single Rift War and the rest of the books was basically from a D&D game that he was playing back in the 70s. And he just he completely ran with it. He'd taken elements from that D&D game that he was part of, and he just ran with it. He took elements and he's just like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. This is a good idea. And it's just like, completely run with it.
Yeah, well, it is storytelling. A lot of it is storytelling, and then you have your own character, and yeah.
Yeah.
I never really got into D&D, but I know the premise, and I know how it works, but I never really got into like playing it with like a bunch of people or that. I had lots of friends that played, and would always ask me, and I just never really got into it. I had my own ways of writing, like, because I love to write. I would write stories and of course poetry and that. But I had a different way of getting my creativity out, painting and poetry and all that stuff, and reading, and of course reading. And yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same. I never got into D&D. Like you, it's just like I know the premise of it, I know it works, but it's just like never really got into it. So
I had good friends in school that were just totally like just immersed in it.
Yeah.
And they would always be asking me, and because it was always a Friday night or a Saturday night thing, and it was like, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I've sort of like for me, a bit like you, similar to you. Sort of like I used to like drawing. I used to like drawing when, but reading as well. But never really got into D&D. Never have. I like the film. I like the different sort of like variations from films or TV series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So never really played. I played it once, and that was, oh God, you're talking about what, 30 plus years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't play it at all. Of course, I was like I said, I was around friends that would be just, talking about it all the time. You go to school and they'd be talking about it around lunchtime,
yeah,
like, yeah. So never
yeah,
really liked it, but yeah.
yeah. Like I said, I like the different variations of like different films, which obviously um, which sort of like took elements from D&D or took elements from Feist and the other like sort of like fantasies type of stories. I like the sort of like the fantasy films anyway, and then sort of like getting into the fantasy realm of reading, with like Feist and Tolkien and Kim Hunter, Trudy Canavan, Terry Pratchett. Believe it or not, you think, no, Terry Pratchett's not it hasn't got sort of like D&D elements to it. They have. He put like a lot of quite a few elements of D&D, Tolkien and other player writers in his books as well. Because he had trolls, he had golems, he had vampires, you got magicians, you got all sorts in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
same with Owen Colfer. He's better known for the Artemis film. Better known for Artemis film. They did I think it was a movie a few years ago called Artemis Fowl. I think it was a movie, or it could be a TV series. Can't remember. There's many others as well, which I can't think of the top of my head because I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. So
I was gonna say you
yeah,
probably get tired.
yeah. So yeah, it's like. But when I read Feist, read about Feist saying that the initial idea of the Rift War saga was taken from a sort of like a D&D campaign that he was involved with. I was like, oh right, okay. And then sort of like when he sort of like initially went to his friends saying, look, is it okay to sort of like do this? Because I'm taking elements from the game. Says, oh yeah, fine. And then the people started to sort of like contribute to the story. So
Well, it is storytelling, so
yeah,
it would make a lot of sense. I know there used to be a few games like way back when, like what was it, Sword in the Stone. There was one, something about a cauldron. I can't remember what it was, but it was back in the 80s. And that was like a big thing at the arcade. They'd have those games, right? And it was like a story that you do.
yeah,
Basically, it was like Skyrim, but it was back in the 80s. Similar type.
yeah,
Yeah. With like dragons and yeah, where they had went on this quest. I can't remember whether it was. I can't remember what it was called. But it was like they went on this quest. It was like one of the first games that they had here at the arcade, and it was back in the 80s. So yeah.
Yeah. God's the yeah, it's like the computer games going back from the if you go back to the 1970s onwards, you just like thinking if you take the game like a computer game from let's say the 1970s and compare them to today's you just like thinking how the hell did these games from the 70s actually like you're talking like 8-bit
Yeah. Yeah.
games and you just like little bit of pixels on the screen and you just like thing compared now you're talking 8K.
Pong. It was like
Video game table tennis.
yeah.
And compared to like these 8K, 16K computer games where you need like pretty much a supercomputer to run them.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember playing what was it in television, and then there was one. It was a skiing game, and it was just like this. It was like going down.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Pong, Frogger. Donkey Kong, Mario.
I love Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, Star Wars,
Pac-Man.
Space Invaders. Yeah. Asteroid.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Asteroid.
Oh yeah. Sure do.
Yeah. It's just like compared to now. I can understand that there's a lot of people now getting so sick and tired of these big budget games. You're not talking about some of these games. You're talking about spending hundreds of millions of dollars on computer games, and the people getting so sick and tired of. I know some of them are. Because I do watch some channels on YouTube that report on games, and a lot of some of these people going back to say the 80s and 90s to actually play retro games.
Yeah.
Because they've got they're getting sick and tired of like the storylines in these new games. They're getting sick and tired of all the infighting and then all the sort of like bitchiness of the online communities and stuff like that. Most people just want what is being coined as the normies of just all they want to do is just play a game.
Yeah. I know.
So,
some of them are so yeah. I haven't played games for a long time, so probably because just want to put it in and play it. Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, life gets in the way.
Yeah. Yep. That's for sure. Yeah.
It's a bit like me. It's like life gets in the way. Like with the day job and everything else, and you got to do your housework, do this, do that. You know what I mean? It's like try to actually find time to actually play. So when you do find time, you just all you want to do is just like I don't need the drama.
Yeah. But it would take away from my reading time.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, true. It does like yeah. Yeah, it does. But anyway, it's getting for 11:15 here in the UK, so we better start wrapping things up. So, right. So a huge thank you to Gravehuffer for coming on and doing that little interview with us. It was absolutely brilliant. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. And if you haven't checked out Gravehuffer, the links are down in the description. So please go check them out. Yeah, go check them out. So Lisa, any sort of like final words or your thoughts on Gravehuffer and the bands that we featured today?
Well, Gravehuffer was brilliant. I'm looking forward to listening to more of the music. Hopefully, to go and see one of the shows, maybe.
Yeah.
If I'm able. But yeah. Yeah, I don't want to forget what's coming up on the show. What's coming up on the 10th.
Yeah, good call. Right, on the 24th, got the Red Crow. When it's 21st of the year, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, got the Red Crow on the 24th, and then a couple of days later, which I've still got to confirm. I still need to get a message to Roy Costello either on the 26th or the 27th at 9 p.m. UK time. Then on going a couple of weeks, about 2 weeks, I'm hoping that it doesn't get clash with this. That's November. So, yeah, go per month. So we've got in October, we've got Psycho Circus NYC on the 5th of October at 7:30. And then we've got Mark McCowan from Divine Mortar on the 12th at 7:30 p.m. So that's what's coming up on the channel. And and by the looks of it, depending on scam alert. Just got somebody trying to sent me a friend request on Facebook. You got the name and shooting out numbers after it. Scam. Yeah. Do these people think we're stupid?
They probably do, but we're not.
When you've been on social media for as long as I have, you're talking around about 25 years? No, since 2007. No, actually been using social media since about 2004. You're spotting a mile off. So yeah, not gonna happen. So anyway, so Lisa, any final words?
Basically, thank you guys for coming. Replay crew, hi. Thanks for watching the show. Anybody that came to watch, thank you. And basically give the people that you love lots of hugs and kisses and all that good stuff, and treat people kindly. And if you're gonna have a good time, but just please don't drink and drive. Just get a cab, get an Uber, get a room. Yeah, call a friend, whatever you gotta do, just don't drink and drive.
Oh yeah. Like Lisa said there, don't drink and drive. It's a full-on dick move. It's never pretty. So don't drink and drive. And like Lisa said, taxi, use public transport, whatever. Just don't drink and drive. We want to see you here next week, having a fun time, stuff like that. So yeah. So I thought of something, but it's gone out of my head. You can tell when I'm tired. So, but anyway, if you sort of like want to check out like Lisaboo store or check out the website, Project Metal Music's website, please do. The link is in the description there, and it's got the, like I said, Lisa's Etsy store. It's got projects, PayPal, Instagram, Twitter, website, etc. So really pretty cool. I hope you're doing all right. Oh, that was it. If you know a band you want us to review, please let us know in the comment section. No links. Just give us the band name. Says, "Oi, Lisa, hello. I've got a band here. Just give us the band's name and a song title that you like, and we'll check it out. Or if you are in a band and you want us to check it out, please say, "Oi, we're in a band. Give us your band name, and we'll check you out." And you never know, we'll give you we do a like sort of like live review, or even get you on for an interview. And by the way, and in the link tree, there's the Project Metal Music's email address. So if you want to if you want to send me a more personalised direct message, please use the email address, which is project music2015 at gmail.com. I had to think there. So I think that's it for today. So until next time, guys, catch you all later. As Frank says, bye.
Bye, guys.